GamerCast Network.
Hey. All right. It's a video game show. It's a video game show. It's not a game show about videos. It's a video game show.
Welcome to the GamerCast Network video game show for Friday, July 13th. That's Friday the 13th.
Is today Friday the 13th?
Oh, yes, it is. That's why my internet was connected without me having to do anything, because Friday the 13th is the only day of the year I have good luck.
This is episode 46. I'm Chad. And before we hit the roll call, a little quick GamerCast Network community news. If you haven't had a chance, head over to gamertagradio.com and check out all their E3 coverage. They've got lots of interviews, including Peter Moore, Shane Kim, and Peter Molyneux. Also, check out Uncle Gamer Radio episode number 38, where they talk about the week's news, including Rock Band for the Xbox 360 and the extended Microsoft Xbox warranty. And also be on the lookout for a new episode from Podtacular. And now for the roll call, a question from Keith.
What is the number one thing that you use to weight the value of the now standard $60 game?
Joining me this week is Bob.
If everybody else already has it. I will only purchase a game if everybody else has, because then I know it's good. You don't really get much on the cutting edge of things, but the games you do own are really good.
And answering his own question, Keith?
For me personally, it's if the game's fun and I can get a couple weeks, I look at it, I weigh it against going to the bar and playing the video game. If I can go to the bar and have a good time, or pick up the video game and have a better time, then it's worth the $60 in my opinion.
Next up on the list is Ivan.
Well, one of the good things about being an adult and having a job with my own income is that I don't have to worry about such things all the time. So since Microsoft has decided that $60 is the price point for Xbox games, I don't really worry so much about the $60. So then I'm left with, is it a game that I will enjoy playing?
And Phil?
If it is rumored to allegedly keep me from playing World of Warcraft.
So you weigh the game against Warcraft.
Yes.
You're addicted. You're addicted, dude.
And I think we know what your answer is going to be, Tom, but Tom?
I think I said it last week, because I said I used the movie theater metric, because when you go to the movies, you're paying $8 for about 2 hours of entertainment. So you figure I need to play a video game for about 16 hours to get that kind of movie theater value back, which 16 hours, that's a whole weekend of gameplay. So if I buy your game and bring it home and I don't at least play it for one full weekend, then it was a poor value.
Wow, really? So if you bought a game and only played it for the weekend that you bought it and never touched it again, you still consider that a good value?
Yeah, you know, it's if I can get that 16 to 20 hours out of it.
It's not that I disagree with you. It's just that seems like a very short time. I mean, you could rent the video game and play it over the weekend.
You're right.
You know.
But then
I
again,
don't disagree with you.
Very rare that I do that, because it goes back to I'm the kind of gamer, you know, I play very few titles a whole bunch.
Yeah.
So it's not often that I'm picking up a title that I know I'm not going to play for months and months and months.
Yeah, you should learn to rent. You'd save a lot of money.
Well, you can't rent PC games.
That's true.
I weigh it on what I've heard about it, what I've seen about it, gameplay trailers, the word on the street.
So you use the Ivan method in that if you like the sound of the game that you would buy it, it's not necessarily the fact that it's $60 that would be.
I go to the forums, I lurk on a lot, the ones that they seem to have the same mindset that I do.
But Chad, aren't you but you're a little bit like me, where you don't pay full retail price for games, though. You'll sit at Cheap Ass Gamer and you'll find a deal.
If hell comes out and it's AAA and I know I want it, I'll buy it when it comes out. But if I'm edgy on it, like, you know, I'm not quite sure, I will wait for it to drop a bit.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever paid take retail price. I think that probably Half-Life 2, I probably paid full retail price on like the week it came out, but that's about it.
Next topic.
Been trying to play Titan Quest, but whenever I log into the TeamSpeak, I never see anybody on, so I don't bother playing it.
You're allowed to play by yourself, you know.
It's no fun by yourself.
That's incorrect, sir.
Poppycock, I say.
Okay, does it get better like after you get outside of Greece?
It's good from the first time you kill 2 creatures beating up a horse.
It continues to improve.
And continues until you kill the last guy.
Okay, but I'm level like 16 or 17, and I'm still fighting stuff that's level 13. It's like, this is not quite challenging yet.
Yes, but you're fighting 50 of them, so I mean...
Actually, I like the fighting economics of Diablo-like games rather than World of Warcraft, because in World of Warcraft, you'll spend 60 seconds fighting one guy, whereas in Diablo, you'll spend 60 seconds fighting 50 guys. And that's just a lot better value.
More killing for your dollar.
Exactly. Although, you know what? I also like the kind of feedback, like in life, I want like good items around my house to have like yellow labels on them, and then like really good items to have blue labels on them.
My fridge has a purple label on it.
Yeah, exactly.
That beer crisper is a purple label. It says beer crisper.
Now, you should get one of those labelers and get different colored tape, and then just
just label everything with its proper name.
No, actually, no. With its proper name, make up names. Come on, be inventive, creative.
No, I'd use the proper name. I would invent a level for it, though. Yeah, it's purple, but it only requires level 12. Now, my brand new TV. Now this is purple, but it requires level 25. I wish I had a new TV.
Next topic.
Well, first up here, we probably should talk a little bit about E3, since that happened this week.
Sorry, what? I fell asleep right there. See, there it goes again. Sorry.
Okay, so why the lack of interest in E3? Does it have to do with it being a new format this year?
I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. I just like making stupid jokes. I haven't had internet in 2 weeks. I obviously have no idea what the hell's going on.
There's a deeper point here, what Bob had just said about not having internet and then not getting any E3 news. Because 99.99% of gamers never went to E3. So this whole idea that E3 is now changed and it's different is bullocks. Because to the average gamer, it's exactly the same. It's an event that happens out there in California where all the game companies makes announcements. We read about it on the internet. So in that respect, E3 has not changed at all.
The fact that Chris has been running around not being able to play Titan Quest and being tired all the time because he's getting ready for E3 leads me to believe that obviously not much has changed.
So what are your guys' takes on the performances of Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft at E3?
I personally think Microsoft failed. Peter Moore came out and announced everything you see here tonight will be in stores by the end of the year. Well, that meant that everything that they had at E3 we already knew about, which meant it was actually kind of boring anyway.
A couple Microsoft things I saw that interested me, because they showed some parts of the Halo Wars RTS, and most of the major announcements for games for Windows Live from Epic, and Gears of War coming to the XP and Vista.
But that news broke a couple days ago, so it actually wasn't news from E3, and we all knew Gears of War would come out to the PC anyway. I mean,
well, I was kind of surprised it's coming out for XP.
Is that an E3 level announcement? I didn't really think so.
I think the E3 level announcement was that Epic is building into Unreal Engine 3 support for Games for Windows Live. I think that's a big shot in the arm to the whole Games for Windows Live thing, and the fact that now Games for Windows Live is actually coming out for the XP.
Kind of goes against Microsoft's whole Vista is now the ultimate gaming operating system. They've essentially eliminated any reason for any gamer to upgrade to Vista.
Hell, Hellgate London.
Well, what if it works under XP with Games for Windows?
Well, there's still Crisis coming out for Vista only.
No,
so
Crisis is not Vista only. Neither is Hellgate. I'm 99% sure those are not Vista only titles. Those are XP titles. You just can't see it in full DX10 without going to Vista.
So DX10 is what's going to be driving people to Vista.
That's what I'm seeing right now. From all these things I'm hearing, it sounds like if you want the graphical bling from Crisis and from Hellgate, you need to go to Vista for DX10.
So it looks like DX10. I'm looking at a list of DX10 games. Age of Conan. Okay, that's not necessarily a draw. Bioshock would be a draw. Unreal Tournament 3 will be DX10. And then there's an RTS, which it's called World of Conflict. I didn't take video of it at that Games for Windows event in San Francisco, but it was there and it had spectacular explosions. Michael Bay would have been very happy.
I'm actually kind of glad about that whole thing with Games for Windows. If Games for Windows Live comes to XP, because that could be a big boost for the whole thing. Although this does send a mixed message now to the PC gaming public, because now your first two titles, Halo 2 and Shadowrun, were Vista only.
And people have proven that they can get Halo or Shadowrun to run on XP. It's just the features for Games for Windows wasn't there.
Next topic.
Earlier this week, Sony had a price cut for the 60 gigabyte model of the PlayStation 3 to $500.
Yay!
Now, today, it sounds like basically that price cut was a...
clearance sale?
Yeah. Sony announced a new PlayStation 3 system or SKU today. This version is going to basically be the 60 gigabyte version with a larger hard drive, 80 gigabytes, and they're going to include a game, MotorStorm, and this SKU is going to cost $600. Now, on top of that, they are no longer going to produce the 60 gigabyte version. So once all the 60 gigabyte PlayStation 3s are gone, they're gone.
Yeah. It's just like you finally think they're taking a step forward, and then they just go ahead and do something stupid again. It's like you're finally like, all right, good job. They're finally making progress. And then they turn around and go, oh, nope, sorry. I only hit you because I love you.
I think it's more like, wow, marketing's finally coming around at Sony. Whoa, wait, what's this they just released?
It answers the question that everybody had, which was, is Microsoft going to follow suit with their own price cut because they can't possibly, be one-upped by Sony?
In all honesty, why would Microsoft have to make a price cut, though? Just because Sony did? Just because one company does something doesn't mean every other company in the same business is going to do it.
Well, the one thing is right now, Microsoft can't afford to cut the price on their product right now because they're losing so much money to be repairing all these red ring issues.
Well, they're doing that, but they are profitable on the console now.
Yeah,
so
Phil, don't cry about Microsoft spending money.
I just picture Microsoft like putting a broken Xbox on the floor and literally just throwing hundreds at it. Just pulling like out a basket of hundreds and just throwing it at it until it's fixed. Okay, send that one away. It's good.
I would recommend to people who want a PlayStation 3 that they probably should think about getting the one now.
It's also the last version of the PS3 to have the hardware back compatibility in it. If you were thinking about it at all, yeah, now's the time to get a PS3.
And funny you should bring that up, because now I'm the proud owner of a PS3.
Really?
Really?
Did you like go beat someone that was running with it?
No.
Someone bought it, you went in and beat them up, took it, and then you're proud that you got it? I mean,
I'm not that violent. There were two things. One, with the price drop, and there were some deals this week at Circuit City. Works out, I got away with it for about $375. And also, I hate saying it that I bought a game console for media rather than games, but I did. Because some of my favorite movies of all time have just come out on Blu-ray. It's a Hong Kong film called Infernal Affairs. One of the great films of all time.
But isn't that what Sony wanted? You just played into their hands.
For right now, yes. That was the reason I got into it. But I have hopes for this fall because of Hot Shots Golf 5, Ratchet & Clank 5. I like those games a lot, and there really are no good platformers on the Xbox right now.
Did you pick up Resistance?
Yeah, I got Resistance. It's a solid shooter. I've only put about 2 hours into it, and it's a solid shooter.
Well, congratulations, Chad. Now we can't be made fun of for not having a PS3.
Now, someone on the show can actually say we have a PS3.
Excellent.
I did try there's that Dynasty Warriors Gundam game coming out, and that actually was pretty fun.
I saw the preview or a trailer for that, and it never occurred to me what kind of game that was. So for other people out there in the world who are stupid like me, it's actually like a Dynasty Warriors type game, but with like the Gundam. Because when I hear Dynasty Warriors, I think Japanese guys running around with large swords and spears and things.
Aren't they Chinese?
yeah, Romance of Three Kingdoms was China.
Okay, whatever. And I know what Gundam is, Gundam Wing or Gundam whatever all their stuff is called.
Obviously, you clearly know what it is.
And I never put 4 and 9 together and came up with the fact that it was that kind of game.
Yeah, it actually is pretty fun. And I did try out the Ninja Gaiden, the new version. Probably going to pick that one up.
Maybe.
Is that ridiculously impossible as well?
It's only the first level. I breezed through it.
That's how they get you. They're reeling you in. Oh, it can't be that hard. I'll just keep playing.
The one for Xbox, I literally just took it out and just whipped it across the room.
Yeah, I read a magazine article which did a review of it, and they said that they tweaked the difficulty so it ramps up as you play through it now.
So that's even better. So they like lure you in before they...
The other thing I heard, apparently if you die in the same spot multiple times, like 3 or 4 times, a thing pops up on the screen that says, do you want to continue the way of the ninja or something like that? And if you say yes, then nothing changes. But if you say no, it enables easy mode, where it randomly drops items for you and it might lessen the difficulty level. So you should try that if you happen to die once or twice at the same spot. See
You
if
call me a
can-
wimp? Wait, you call me? I can't beat this game? Now that's a challenge, man.
You got a
See how
week.
you're doing in a week.
You got a week, PS3 boy.
I don't have the game yet. I didn't buy it. It's got the
Oh, you
demo.
better get cracking because time's ticking.
Next topic.
Nintendo's E3 showings, they had the Wii Fit, which is going to have a new peripheral for your Wii, which is a board for balancing and monitoring your weight. And they're going to be able to do activities with this game like push-ups and aerobics. It's a fitness game.
This might sell me on the Wii. You know, when this thing first came out, everyone thought of, hey, this thing would be great for like a physical fitness system. Nintendo's just running with the obvious idea, and I can't wait for it to come out.
So you're thinking about buying one when this comes out?
Yeah, I'm a fat ass. I would love to lose weight with Mario. It would be great if like Mario lost weight with me. Like I stood on the scale, and if I got fatter, Mario would get like a little wider.
The only thing that can make this cool is they'd have to go like otherworldly on you, like running next to Gimli or something. You gotta keep a plan.
What about this? What if they were make it online enabled so you can run marathons virtually?
Here's what you're gonna do. This is how you fix the fat asses of the nation. You're gonna get one of these. You're gonna get them with the pad, and you're gonna make it online enabled, and then release all MMOs exclusively on the Wii. Because you know in those games they never have horses, so you have to run everywhere. You know, you play some old school Asheron's Call, you run for 5 miles before you get to the next city. Okay. Now you see what you've been putting your characters through, but you'd appreciate more.
Now, wouldn't it be great though if like a third party like Cybex came out with like Wii-enabled weight benches and Wii-enabled free weights?
Where they could just incorporate resistance training into the game too.
Yeah, that would be so awesome.
But it's something, this is just so ridiculous because
It's just like, go learn a skill at this
go
point.
exactly, just go outside and do something.
Go get your buddies together and go play kickball. I mean,
If you want to do push-ups, do push-ups. I mean, there's nothing a game can do that can make the push-ups more fun than just doing
They
some
still
push-ups.
hurt.
I mean, what are you gonna have? Mario sitting there like cheering you on?
I think this comes back to the fact this really probably isn't the console that's being targeted for us at this point.
really.
It's being targeted
wait,
for
in all
the little kid
seriousness-
with Down syndrome that can't go outside because he's gonna get like pelted with dirt or something. I mean,
In all honesty, if it tracks various metrics, like how many push-ups I was able to accomplish, my weight over time, and I was able to get nice little charts and all that, I would love it. That would be worth
That's
its
because you're a
value
dork.
right there.
That's not because you're a gamer.
No.
Well,
You know
yeah,
what,
talking about-
dude? You could do that all with an Excel spreadsheet and a weight set.
Yeah.
Pretty
I mean,
much.
it's just so much easier. If it doesn't for me,
But you could just set up the whole thing. So you
productivity.
just enter in the cell what you weigh today. Enter in the cell how many push-ups
The
you did.
effort.
Here's your little equation. You can even have it like bring up a smiley face.
Right now, I do keep an Excel spreadsheet with my body fat and weight. And I would love for the GameCube to do that for
You
me.
would love for Mario to give you a flower when you lose a pound. I mean,
Yes. A little happy trophy that I could keep in my virtual trophy
Yeah.
room. And other people could come in to see how much weight I've lost. That would be a perfect product. Now, come on, now, if you have achievements, like you lose 5 pounds and that's an achievement, right there. That's gold.
That's an achievement. Heaven forbid losing 5 pounds is its own achievement.
I just find it funny. People are praising a video game that just takes regular life activities and puts it into
Well, you
the
know
video
what,
game.
dude? Look how well The Sims did. Like I said, we don't know anything.
You guys joke now, but when I'm huge with a big Mario t-shirt, look, we'll be laughing then.
Body by Mario.
Exactly.
But dude, have you seen Mario? Are you really want to take fitness advice from Mario?
I mean, Luigi's all right, but you know.
Body by Toad. Now sit in a dark cave and wait. No, just wait.
No, just wait. No, stand in the manure. It's more nourishing.
All right, now the ghost. Now when they turn around, run at him. And when he turns back around, you have to stop.
Next topic.
Blue Dragon demo was supposed to come out late July or early August, but apparently at E3 they announced that it was out. So I downloaded it and played it for the first time in a long time. I'm excited and looking forward to a game that is over a month away.
Is it played like Final Fantasy?
It plays almost identically to Final Fantasy with lots of
sweet.
different features. The shadows, I think they're called, which are essentially these big, huge... what were they called in Final Fantasy? Like, if Ifrit.
They're called espers. Ifrit was one particular esper.
Yes, so you have those in Blue Dragon, but they're like permanently attached to you, and you can use them every round to enhance your attacks. There's at least 5 different types of shadow type things, which essentially determines your class. So there's the white mage, the black mage, an assassin, a sword guy, and guardian or a defender maybe. Very, very cool game. The random encounters are gone. You can see the enemies on the screen, so you can kind of decide whether you want to attack them or not. But they did lots of other cool stuff, including doing attacks on the map. Instead of, just running into them and going into the fight screen, you can do a quick attack. And I learned all of this. They dump you right into the game. And just based on my knowledge of Final Fantasy, I picked up most of it pretty quick on my own. So it's not overly complicated either. But it's a lot of fun. I think it'll be a very cool game.
Next topic.
Fact or crap? I was over at my buddy's house. We decided to have a Star Wars marathon. So I decided to make all the fact or crap Star Wars related. There are 4 false and 1 true. Number 1. In the game Jedi Power Battles for the PlayStation 1, Ki-Adi Mundi is an unlockable character.
What the hell did you just say?
His name is Ki-Adi Mundi.
You confuse the hell out of me. Give me that one again.
In Jedi Power Battles for the PlayStation, one of the unlockable characters is Ki-Adi Mundi, who's the guy with the big long head. We refer to him as Richard Longbrow.
The big long head, you mean the hammerhead guy?
No, the guy from Jabba's palace, his right-hand man?
No, that's not it at all.
The cantina scene? Was he in the cantina scene?
No, he's from the new movies.
Oh, wait, the guy, is he the one in the Clone Wars animated, the underwater dude?
I'm just going to send you a picture of him.
This is going to go over great on, a podcast with no visuals. Because if these freaking geeks don't know who the hell he is.
No, dude.
Okay, yes. Very good. Okay, so Ki-Adi Mundi is an unlockable.
Number 2, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. The TIE Advance was the only Imperial fighter that had shields. Number 3, in Star Wars Battlefront 2, which was the one where you did a little guy, you run around shooting everybody, and
It was the FPS.
yes, the playable factions were the Republic, the Empire, the Alliance, and the CIS, which is the droids. Number 4, Lego Star Wars is coming out with a 3rd installment, which is going to be called Lego Star Wars Sagas, which will contain a new adventure set in the Old Republic, which is all the new movies they just made, that whole era. And number 5, Bethesda, the guys that made Oblivion, are beginning development on a new game set in the world of Star Wars. This game is supposed to take place in the New Republic era, which is after Return of the Jedi.
Bob,
The TIE Advance did have shields.
he's saying it's the only one that had shields.
TIE Fighter, and they had the TIE Bombers. Those didn't. What the hell else? But oh no, wait. Okay, that's not right. That's the only game I played. I'll pick head guy.
Okay, you pick Richard Longbrow as an unlockable character.
Ivan?
I'm going to go with the Lego Star Wars thing because I did hear that they're making a new Lego Star Wars, and I didn't understand some of the other ones.
So you're going with Lego here.
Legos are fun to play with. They snap together.
Okay, Tom?
The Lego Star Wars, I'm going to say, is false. And then the Jedi Power Battles, during all the conversation, I was actually able to get to the Wikipedia page for that one. And in fact, that dude is unlockable character.
That's
Exactly.
cheating. What the dude?
No,
I've
no,
only
this,
increased
no, this
my
is great. This is good.
by
No, this is good. That's
20%.
okay. Go ahead. Tom or Phil, what's your answer?
But I didn't get to say which one is true.
You said Jedi Power Battles was true.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that what you
yeah,
guys said?
yeah, that's
Yes,
right.
you just said.
Yeah. I hate this game.
Phil?
Post Return of the Jedi. Right?
Bethesda is in developing of a new game. Okay.
And I will say, I don't think it's Bethesda. I think there are only 3 factions in Battlefront 2. Think other ones had shields. Could be Mr. Longbrow. No. I'll go with Legos as being true.
Okay. Everybody was wrong. And Tom, I changed Wikipedia to say that because I knew you were going to start looking.
Damn it!
Beautiful, because you did 2 things there. You humiliated Tom, and you proved the fallibility of Wikipedia. So you get double ham sandwich from me, brother. Double ham sandwich.
I can't believe I walked into this trap.
He was set up as a character to be in there, but he wasn't actually put in the game. The correct answer was in Star Wars Battlefront, there were the 4 playable Star Wars factions. In X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, the only other ship that had shields was the assault gunboat. The Lego Star Wars, there is a Lego Star Wars saga coming out, but it's simply the first 2 games put together and repackaged. The whole Bethesda making up a new Star Wars, I just made that up completely.
Nice, Keith.
Dag.
Owned.
You've won this round, Nipple Man, but I'll be back.
Hey man, like we said, Wikipedia is not a viable source of anything. Game, set, match.
Next topic.
EA CEO interviewed by, I believe, Wall Street Journal. He had a couple takes here on the games that EA is making, in that he feels that sequels are okay as long as they innovate. Quote from him: "For the most part, the industry has been rinse and repeat. There's been lots of product that looked like last year's product, that looked a lot like the year before."
Year before, and before, and the year before, and the stop me when I get to 2000, and the year before, the year before.
Yeah, see, I didn't even really want to say anything about it. I just wanted to throw it out there. Just soak in the ridiculousness of this statement, and let's just move on to the next topic. It's EA saying that sequels are rinse and repeat, and they want to be innovative. Okay. Do they even
Next, we
have
have-
any game that doesn't have a number after the title? I mean,
Next, we have an announcement from Sony about price cuts for their PS3. Oh wait.
They do have some. I mean, EA is a publisher. EA is publishing Hellgate.
but I mean, I just pulled up a thing of EA game lists. We got SimCity 3000 Classic, Command & Conquer, Battlefield 2, Command & Conquer, Need for Speed, Sims, Command & Conquer, Black and White 2, FIFA 2005, Harry Potter 3. I mean, it's like all of these games, they're all just sequels. I just find it funny that the EA is...
There's been 5. This will be the 5th Harry Potter movie this summer.
And there's 7 books. The last book is coming out the 21st of this month.
She can't fit any more money in her apartment, so she has to stop writing.
My closets don't close anymore. There's too much money. I'm done with this series of books.
Well, a whole generation of kids grew up on it.
I was about to say, yeah, we just look at it like, oh, okay, it's Harry Potter. I personally don't like it because he's a kid and a wizard, which I like neither.
You know what? I want to make movies where the snot-nosed 14-year-old kid doesn't save the day and just makes things worse. Like, E.T., I got you out of the bubble. And then, like, the army dudes would come running and be like, what have you done? We just got him in there. He's diseased. You've just infected half the country. What? We had him in the bubble. We were good. Why did you take him out? I want to see the 30 seconds of the 14-year-old ninja girl dressed like a sailor with a sword run up to like the Navy SEAL, mercenary guy at the end of the movie and just get the living beat out of her.
She kicks him and he just looks at her.
And he just looks at her and be like, "What were you thinking? How did you think this was going to end? What's wrong? I mean, seriously, I almost feel bad about this."
You can make a whole bunch of movies. You could just have like a whole series of mishap of like how it would really go. And then you show like, Harry Potter zapping the main bad guy. And then in the next scene, they just show him like zapping Harry Potter and his skin melting off. How it went in the movie. Ninja Girl comes, kicks guy, knocks gun out of hand, beats him up. How it would really go. Shoots Ninja Girl. Next scene. Little kid hides in house, setting up booby traps so robber doesn't rob it. Robber gets pissed, just burns down house. Next scene.
Next topic.
Poll topic from episode 45 was, should ads still be served in games that are no longer receiving company support? The topic was that there are games such as Battlefield 2142, Vegas have in-game ads. Well, at one point in the future, the company that published that game is no longer going to support it in the form of patches or things of that nature. So should those ads be dished out to you even though the company is no longer supporting it? There were 3 options for the poll topic here. There was yes, no, and it depends. And if you chose depends, you had to kind of say, well, what kind of support? If they're only removing patches but keeping servers on, that kind of stuff. 15% of our listeners said that ads should still be served in games that are no longer receiving company support. 46% said no, and 38% said maybe. This was from I Reject Your Reality. If you stop patching it, yet publisher maintains their own servers, keep the ads only in the servers they maintain. For the private servers out there, don't dish the ads to them. Those kind of things. Also, Talon here said that he actually missed the creative ads for games. Grand Theft Auto games, you would have they'd make up their own commercials and that kind of thing. And those are kind of going by the wayside now that we're seeing real ads.
Next topic.
So here's the winning entry for the PC game giveaway.
Do you think that video game companies are spending too much time in graphics and in sound rather than in awesome gameplay? Or do you think that they're going in the right direction? Especially with PC gaming these days, how components are becoming more and more expensive. Do you think it's worth to buy all these upgrades, not really getting so much fun anymore because all you're doing is playing the same games you played before but better graphics? Thanks.
Honestly, yes, everyone wants more realistic graphics, and that is a big push in the industry, and that's what the market wants. Why is everyone excited about Crysis? Because it looks spectacular. Development budgets will continue to get bigger. And I think the pushback against this trend, the pendulum kind of swinging the other way, I'm not entirely convinced that it's the consumers pushing this pendulum or if it's the developers pushing this pendulum, but this whole move to casual gaming is to kind of balance these big budget, super incredibly looking games that take 4-5 years to develop and $50 million. And honestly, kids want it. Kids want
Otherwise, we would have stopped making games back on like the 2600. Well, these are fun. Yeah. Guess you don't want better graphics because you just want fun. Here you go, fun. There you go. You'll never know any better. You'll never know any better.
Wow, Bob. I was honestly going to say, well, no, I do want some gameplay, but since you put it that way, that's very true. But I do wish they'd put more time into some of these games. Like, what's a good one? Fear. Awesome game, but you play it for like a couple hours and beat it.
Yeah.
Same thing with the game Black. That was a very fun game, but again, you play it a couple hours and then you beat it, and it's just like, okay then. So yes, you do want good graphics, but I also don't want them to skimp completely on the gameplay.
The hard part is, though, to make a single art element now. You have to spend weeks of planning and then someone actually doing it and then the review process, and then you got to scrub the art for all the complaints people had about it, and then it's going to have some kind of buggy interaction inside of your engine you're using. And to make a single item in a game now takes so long because everything production quality needs to be so high. It's expensive.
And your budget's run out and you ship Fear before you added the 3 more levels that you wanted to add. And
That's called an expansion at that point.
right, exactly.
Okay, so there we go. Video Game Show episode number 46 for Friday the 13th, 2007. Any ham sandwiches for the world, people? Well, first up, I want to give a ham sandwich to the guys over at Gamertime Radio, Brad and the crew. I was on their show last night. The show was good, but Skype was crap. So, ham sandwich to Gamertime Radio and share Dream Pie to Skype.
I would like to both give the ham sandwich to Sony for their nice move of lowering the price, but then give them 2 pieces of Shattered Dream Pie for having just discontinued it.
And as always, send your comments, questions, queries, or concerns to the mailbag at vgs@gamercastnetwork.com, Skype us at Video Game Show, or call us at 320-300-GAME. That is a standard long-distance call, and all normal fees apply. And I guess that's a wrap for this week, guys.
Crunch, crunch, crunch. Who the hell is eating?
Yeah, someone's crunching a lot right now in ears.
Ivan, I'm guessing.
Nope.
It's not me.
It was Ivan, because he said yup with a mouthful of cereal.
I said
not
no.
me. Not me.